Gypsy Rose Blanchard settles divorce with Ryan Anderson. But there's a catch. Yeah, the catch is that he got away from a convicted murderer. Run, Ryan, run! And never look back. Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Ryan Anderson have reportedly settled their divorce. The duo, who married in 2022 when Gypsy was still in prison for conspiring to kill her mother, have come to a resolution in their split, according to TMZ, because who else would Gypsy go to tell this to? Certainly not her favorite content creators. The agreement has yet to be approved by a judge. Jeffrey Carrier, Ryan's lawyer, shared with the website that the exes have already decided against spousal support. However, division of community property has yet to be worked out. Carrier explained that the duo moved forward with the uncontested divorce as they had been living separately for 6 months. The move sped up the divorce process, allowing them to officially split prior to their initial projected date of January 2025. Which we all know is when Gypsy Rose Blanchard is due to give birth. She announced her separation from Anderson, a special education teacher, on March 28th of 2024. After their split, she reconnected with her ex-fiancé, Ken Erker, and the couple are now expecting a daughter, their first child together. But we learned on camera, on Lifetime camera, that she had been cheating since February. Blanchard and Anderson's split occurred just 3 months after her release from Missouri's Chillicothe Correctional Center, where she had served 7 years for her involvement, over 7 years, it was close to 8 actually, in the conspiracy to kill her mother, Dee Dee. Anderson and Blanchard obtained a marriage license in Chillicothe, Missouri in late June 2022 while she was still serving time in prison, as reported by Springfield News Leader. And then, less than a month later, she decided to tie the knot in a small prison ceremony without any guests. Unfortunately, my husband and I are going through a separation and I moved in with my parents, she shared on Facebook at the time. I have the support of my family and friends to help guide me through this. I am learning to listen to my heart. Right now, I need time to let myself find who I am. Soon after revealing her discovery process to find out who I am, she was spotted spending time with Erker, her ex-fiancé. Then came the announcement that her and Ken were expecting their first baby together. And God willing, there won't be another. Blanchard rose to prominence when she was convicted of second-degree murder in Springfield, Missouri, for the death of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard. Least not forget that she spent over 9 years clawing her way to infamy and working on this defense strategy. Her death came in the wake of what Blanchard describes as a lifelong physical, mental, and medical abuse, and ended up being sentenced to 10 years in prison after getting a sweetheart plea deal, they forgot to add. She was paroled at the end of December 2023 after serving 8 years behind bars. Wait, didn't this article just say 7? And you didn't even fact check or edit your own article before publishing? Given the sensational aspect of Blanchard's childhood, including her mother forcing her to pretend to be disabled and terminally ill, her mother forcing her to pretend. I thought she didn't know. She gained widespread media attention as a survivor of Munchausen by proxy, which her mother was not diagnosed with ever. And she's deceased, so you cannot diagnose that. You can't go back in time and say, well, because I know that's what this was. Gypsy is not a psychiatrist, and neither are all those other people around her to diagnose her mom, not ever having met or spoken to her. So that right there, this is so slanderous, libelous, and defamatory to even say. A survivor of Munchausen by proxy, a disorder where individuals make up or deliberately produce symptoms by inducing them with medicine of illness in someone they are looking after, usually a child, and usually for attention. Share or comment on this article. Gypsy Rose Blanchard settles divorce with Ryan Anderson. But I actually do a really great video entitled The Gypsy Rose Agenda. And that shows you for the last 9 years from the day she was arrested for her crime to already projected 2026, the projects that she's working on and how they curated this celebrity. This is not somebody who is famous for something proactive, positive, or good, which is the whole survivor narrative. And I show you this post that she put on her private Facebook because this is exactly about that. Melissa Moore, the producers, Lifetime, TMZ, the work that she has to do to film and the publicity and the engagements and the speeches and the appearances, all of that. The mask is on. Smile. I wonder if Ryan Anderson is going to be doing another live on TikTok, or if he's going to take some time and hide away from the public now that she has divorced him and committed adultery, got pregnant, is having a baby out of wedlock with the guy she was committing adultery with. It's just a whole hot, crazy mess, the whole story. But make no mistake, she was monetizing and capitalizing off of her own story. And the voices clash with the agenda. Don't forget, the mask is on. I think that's the closest she's ever going to get to actually admitting the blurred lines between what's real and what is not, as far as the narrative that she was this helpless little thing that was forced by her mom to do this or to do that. And that is a justification for taking a life. And people are so desensitized. Heinous crimes like that, and that is more concerning. But I would say almost as concerning as people still following and supporting somebody who not only made a victim of her mother, but made a victim of her boyfriend. But of course, that's not surprising for somebody who has done nothing but use, abuse, discard, and dispose of everybody in her sphere. And if you think you're going to be the one that's going to be exempt, honey, you better, because you're not. Nobody is exempt from the crimes and the wrath or the fury of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, except for those that she does not know about. Those are the only people that go unscathed. And if you look in the last year, as far as social media, we can recount how many people have actively and negatively been harmed by her friends, her team, her camp. And I know for a fact that I'm not in that category because I am not monetized here, and I did not build my platform off of anti-gypsy people. Never have, never did. And as far as my YouTube goes, I never gained nor lost a single follower that has anything to do with her or Adaptive Kate. My following is solely based on being a disabled survivor of cancer and fibromyalgia and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and all of those other things that I started my platform on. And I'm grateful and lucky that I didn't create it based on her. And I don't make it based on her. And I'm not monetized based on her. But with that said, my heart does go out to Ryan Anderson. That must have been really hard for him to have to go through a divorce, having somebody not even be with you for 40 days before they're already cheating on you, to be suddenly abandoned and just up and left like that. The mental, emotional, and physical distresses that probably caused him was tremendous. And I have a lot of sympathy and compassion for that. Now, some may argue that it's his own doing. He shouldn't be talking to and messaging people that are in prison for killing their own mom. However, he seems like a genuinely okay dude and does not deserve that kind of treatment. But God willing, he will find somebody who actually does love him and is attracted to him physically, and he will spend the rest of his life happy. But it just won't be with Gypsy. Thank God for the small blessings, right? Leave your comments and remember to be nice, kind, civil down below. Have a great night.